Coming up this week on BDTV, it's Black History Month, and we will highlight significant people making contributions in our history. We will take you inside a classroom where many young minds are being influenced through literature.
I have a dream that my four little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
Good morning, everyone.
It's the beginning of Black History Month, and that being said,
We would like to bring you guys stories showcasing Black history and equality.
now onto it with pop culture and music.
Let's get one thing straight. It's said that every genre of music born in America has Black roots. From spirituals to today's biggest hits, our music dates back all the way to slavery. But for the sake of time, I'll bring it a little bit more modern. When Berry Gordy started Motown Records in the late 1950s and early 60s, that was the first Black record label to primarily feature Black artists. One of those acts, the Jackson 5, even achieved crossover mainstream success. Throughout the 60s, 70s, and even early 80s, Black artists continued to see mainstream success, but it was one artist in particular, and that was the king of pop, Mr. Michael Jackson himself, who broke down all racial barriers when he became the first Black artist to be featured on MTV. Because of all the blood, sweat, and tears, dedication, and sacrifices of the figures in the past, we've gotten the 90s R&B, 2000, 2010s, 2020s, the biggest hip-hop stars, R&B stars, all of that. We owe thanks to the figures in the past, with even Usher Raymond himself doing the Super Bowl halftime show this year, 2024. Well, that's all I have for y'all today. I hope you learned something new. We'll wear BDTV.
Dance has played a significant role in the cultural expression and empowerment of the Black community in various ways. It has served as a means of preserving African cultural heritage, traditions, and storytelling. During times of oppression and slavery, dance became a form of resistance and resilience. It allowed us to maintain a sense of identity and community in the face of adversity.
Dance to me is my escape from everything. All my problems, all my stress, all my worries. It's how I express myself without actually talking. I don't know where I would be today without it. Amaya Booker, BDTV.
Alvin Ailey Jr., born January 5, 1931, deceased December 1st, 1989, was an American dancer, director, choreographer, and activist who founded the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater, founded in 1958 at the age of 18 years old. He created AAADT and its affiliated Alvin Ailey American Dance Center as havens for nurturing Black artists and expressing the versatility of African American experience through dance.
Across the school at Ben Davis, we are brimming with countless different cultures from people hailing from across the world. How about we take the time to go and ask some of these students and staff what type of cultural traditions they participate in.
Yeah, sometimes we get together at my grandma's house. Never really planned, but she would just want us to, we just come together and go to her house and just eat and stuff.
Not really, but the only thing we usually celebrate is Ramadan because I'm a Muslim.
For Thanksgiving and Christmas, we just sit down as a happy family and eat.
And now I ask the same question to all of you. The cultural traditions that you celebrate? Stephen Ford, BDTV.
As a transfer student, I attend Plainfield and Ben Davis. Attending a diverse school and a predominantly white school has been a very big change. Today, I'm going to interview a person from each school to see the difference between being raised in a diverse community and not.
Being Black in a mostly white community, it feels like I'm left out
on a lot of stuff. I do get judged by how different my hair is. Kids tell me that my hair would look better in braids. I start to believe that. That's why I don't like wearing my hair down in like an afro.
I definitely feel connected to my culture going to this school because I see people that look like me. I really appreciate going somewhere and not being in fear of me being the odd one out. I definitely do get judged for how different my hair is because it is so different. I've always been the one with, oh, you have the good hair, or you don't have to deal with this because your hair is good hair, da-da-da-da-da, blase, blase. In actuality, I mean, as long as I'm black, we all kind of have the same hair.
When you think of soul food, what comes to mind? Did you know there's a historical aspect to it?
The style of cooking originated during American slavery. African slaves were given only the undesirable cuts of meat from their masters. My family loves to come together with food, especially during certain holidays like Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter. It's always good to get with family with the one thing our ancestors weren't able to celebrate with.
What is your favorite dish from your culture? Anaya Hibbler, BDTV.
Did you know I love soul food?
Me too, Zanaya.
Enough of the food talk before I get hungry.
Well, let's learn a little bit more on why education is so important.
Education is a large part of today's society. That's why it's important for African Americans to finish school. Let's go to Elijah on more on Black education.
Thanks, Samson. In 2021, there were 7,921,000 African Americans over the age of 25 in the United States who have earned at least a bachelor's degree. They made up 28.1% of the total adult population of African Americans in the United States. These numbers have grown steadily in recent years. If we break the data down by gender, we find that 24.9% of African American men and 30.8% of African American women over the age of 25 have attained at least a bachelor's degree. In 2021, there were 125,000 black men who had earned a professional degree compared to 139,000 black women. Black women now hold a lead over black men in professional fields such as law, medicine, dentistry, etc.
Thank you, Elijah. I hope you guys learn more about African American education. Samson Ajayo, BDTV.
This month is Black History Month. I'm going to talk about Max Robinson. Max Robinson became the first black person to anchor in network news in 1978. He started his career in 1959, hiding his face behind a news sign in Virginia. He moved to Washington and co-anchored the evening news at the city's most popular station. Robinson became outspoken about racism in the media, mentoring young black broadcasters and founding the National Association of Black Journalists. This is Davian Alamo, BDTV.
Ben Davis is a school full of diversity which offers many clubs to make students feel comfortable and at home. Let's go speak with Mr. Dix of Giant Kingdom in order to learn more about what their goal is.
What I believe the goal of Giant Kingdom is essentially is making sure that we're getting back within our community and doing the things that we need to do to uplift and rise together as a community, making sure we're taking care of one another, helping one another learn our history, basically, things of our past, how we can attribute it to the future, how we can make a better future for ourselves and for our community, and just making sure we continue to lay the foundation for the ones coming behind us and making it easier, I guess, in a way, if we can, to try to make sure we're helping each other ascend to levels that we never thought we could get, especially with our pastors. I'm sure the same people thought the same things back then, that they would never be able to do the things that they have done. So we'll continue to make sure that we're striving for greatness, essentially, is what I believe the goal of Giant Kingdom is. If anybody was interested in joining Giant Kingdom, the main thing we just ask is to come down to AAO2 on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 3:30 to 4:30. We'll have a sign-in sheet for you. Sign in, let us know it's your first meeting. We'll introduce you, go around and basically just, let you know what we're about, and continue to see if you'd like to come back.
We protest because we care. We protest to defend our rights. We protest for justice. Remember their names: George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Stephen Clark, Manuel Ellis. Rest in peace. Justin Harrington, BDTV.
Cut. Hi, I'm Jayla Wilson, and when I get older, I want to be a film producer. But who did it first? Let's find out.
Maria P. Williams was the first black woman to be a film producer.
She directed, produced, and acted in the movie Flames of Wrath in 1922, and it was released in 1923. Her story is inspiring. She was an educator, author, and activist for the rights of women and African Americans. Sadly, she passed away in 1932, but make sure to remember the ones who have paved the way. Jayla Wilson, BDTV.
For Black History Month, we would like to make a shout out to many known inspiring women,
like Michelle Obama, Charlotte Hawkins Brown, and Lucy Laney.
But we would also like to recognize someone who can inspire us.
Here at your very own Ben Davis High School.
Dr. Hicks is an inspiring Black woman here at Ben Davis. She's a counselor and has over 30+ years in education. Now let's hear more about her journey.
I chose education because I enjoyed it being a student, number one, when I was growing up. And then my mother was an educator, so I really, got firsthand experience and exposure to that world of education. I decided to go back and pursue educational certification to become a teacher, and then school counseling as a master's, and then most recently my PhD in urban education studies. And over the years there have been issues with me being a Black educator, me being a woman, as far as sometimes being listened to or being heard or being valued. My opinions, my contributions, sometimes they aren't viewed as, or they have not always been viewed as important or as valuable as maybe some others who may have even done less.
Dr. Hicks can be seen as a motivational advisor here at BD. She has been making an impact on the school and students and will continue to make an impact throughout her career.
As you know, there have been many influential African Americans throughout America's history. But one that stands out to me is John H. Johnson. Johnson was the founder of Jet and Ebony magazine, which in the mid-20th century was used as an outlet to provide a voice for African Americans at a time when their voices were silenced. Johnson brought a new creative style to allow African Americans to express themselves through media and art. Caleb Scott, BDTV.
At Ben Davis High School, we offer a plethora of classes. Today, we're going to dive into 2 classes solely dedicated for African Americans: African American Literature and AP African American History, all taught by Ms. Johnson at AAO3.
African American Literature is a course that I've created because I thought there should be more representation for Black students here at BD. We study a range of different types of literature, from poetry to short stories to novels. AP African American Studies is a course that was designed by the College Board. Here at Ben Davis, we're very lucky because we were one of 70 schools in the nation to be chosen. We talk about the beginning of African American studies, beginning in Africa and ending with modern day. I think it is extremely important to teach African American students not only about their history, but arts that we have started as a people. I think it's important to expand their knowledge of African Americans and the history that they descend from. And I also like to see my students find out things that they've never known before about their own history and about literature, and to have that pride in themselves.
23 world gold medals, 2 Olympics under her belt with Paris on the way, and a mental health advocate. I'm talking about the one and only Simone Biles. The nearly 27-year-old gymnast has stunned the world by not only continuing to compete after taking 2 subsequent years off, but achieving her 5th skill named after her at Worlds when she came back. Simone is a legend for her talent, but she changed gymnastic history by withdrawing from the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Game team final for mental health reasons. As she continues to prepare for Paris 2024, she's not afraid to put her mental health above Olympic dreams. Echo Cheek, BDTV.
Did you know on April 19th of 1989, 5 brown teens were accused of a brutal attack on a woman? The 5 boys are named Raymond Santana, Kevin Richardson, Antron McCray, Yusuf Salam, and Corey Wise. They were found guilty on all charges, even though no physical DNA pointed to them. The Central Park 5 served a sentence of 5 to 13 years. In 2002, they were acquitted of all charges and won a lawsuit for $40 million. Now, they do great things, ranging from being a New York City councilman to just being regular family men. Their story has showed the major flaws in our social justice system. I'm Julia Hughes, BDTV.
We really need to get this weather under control.
I know, you never know what Indiana's gonna bring us.
Well, let's go to Drew for weather.
It's getting hot, sheesh. With it getting warmer, I won't need that anymore. I'm Drew Evans, and this is your weekly weather report.
Friday, which is today, expect a high of 61 and a low 52 degrees as we head into the weekend. Saturday brings a slightly cooler day with a high of 60 and a low 44. Sunday sees a drop in temperature with a high of 50 and a low of 39, so be sure to bundle up. As we start the new week, Monday will be a chiller, reaching a high of 46 and a low of 38. Tuesday, temperatures continue to decline, with a high of 41 and a low of 36. Midweek, Wednesday brings a high of 43 and a low of 32. Finally, Thursday, wrapping up the week, Thursday mirrors Wednesday with a high of 43 and a low of 32. Well, now that you know, that's all I have. Drew Evans, BDTV.
It's a special month and a lot has changed, not only with the weather, but within our community.
Happy Black History Month. This month is dedicated to honoring the Black historical events significant African Americans have made. Bringing the community together, Wayne Winter Games and our Giant Health Fair is tomorrow, February 10th. This all-day event includes exciting fitness activities, a health fair, workshops, and classes relating to fun movement and health. Prizes will be rewarded and it's free. After school tutoring, February 13th will continue from 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. in the Media Center. Make sure your rides are there by 5:30. February 15th is Club A Day. Don't forget or you'll miss important information from your clubs. And lastly, February 17th is the Ben Davis Giant Spectacular, where local show and concert choirs from Indiana are competing for a grand championship. Come out and enjoy some Chick-fil-A while watching this all-day event, starting at 8 a.m. and ending at 8 p.m.
With all those events, I'm gonna need to make an ins and outs list.
My ins are staying focused, getting rest, and bettering my relationship with my religion. My outs are procrastinating, lack of confidence, and laziness.
What are your ins and outs? You can tell me on the BDTV page at bendavis.tv. Araya Lewis, BDTV.
Have you ever heard of Earl Lloyd?
No, tell me about him.
He was the first black man to play basketball in the NBA.
Are you guys talking about Earl Lloyd?
Yeah.
He played his first game for the Washington Capitals on October 31st, 1950. He later went on to play for the Philadelphia 76ers and the Detroit Pistons.
After he retired, he coached the Detroit Pistons for 2 years after playing basketball for 9 seasons.
All right, ladies, let's get back to the game.
Hey guys, it's PJ, and welcome to PJ's Black Excellent Trivia. Hi, who am I here with?
Michael.
And are you ready for this first question?
Yeah.
Who was the first African-American track runner to win gold medals?
Usain Bolt.
Who am I here with?
Nicholas Buller.
And who is the man who created peanut butter?
George Washington Carver.
And what do you know about him?
He made peanut butter.
Oh, thank you. Who am I here with?
My name is Mr. Smith, one of the social studies teachers here at Ben Davis High School.
Who was the civil rights leader who led thousands of slaves to freedom?
Harriet Tubman, of course. She was one of the conductors of the Underground Railroad. She led a large number of slaves into freedom, traveling from southern states to northern states.
Well, that's all, folks. Hope you enjoyed. It's PJ, BDTV.
It is a crime for people to live in this rich nation and receive starvation wages.
Martin Luther King is rightfully praised for his actions for the civil rights movement, but there is more to his activism and beliefs. His social activism went beyond race. His viewpoints have been described by the Washington Post as radical and socialist. He believed in the redistribution of wealth.
The problems of racial injustice and economic injustice cannot be solved without a radical redistribution of political and economic power.
He was also strongly anti-imperialist. His activism took place in the heart of the Vietnam War. He spoke out against the war and the funds going to it, instead of to the people of America.
Shot down on the battlefield of Vietnam, making the poor, white and Negro, bear the heaviest burdens both at the front and at home.
Leading up to his death, King had grown radical in his fight for true equality, but that fact is often hidden from us. Logan Thompson, BDTV.
Ora Washington was a star basketball and tennis player in the 30s and 40s, considered some to be the greatest athlete of her generation. Indianapolis is packed with history. In 2019, I met the most amazing artist, Brian McCutcheon, and worked the beer show Edney. Most don't know, but I have a statue that sits front and center at a Philadelphia park, which is the city's first public statue of an African-American girl out of nearly 1,500 others. I thank God every day for giving me this opportunity to represent young African-American girls
that play basketball, but also made Washington. So remember, the future is bright and full of opportunity. If you would like to hear and see more information about this topic, head to fox59.com and search Philadelphia statue. Skylar Johnson, BDTV.
Make sure you recognize the importance of Black history.
And we all need to strive for equality. Justice Benson,
Zanaya Major,
BDTV.
I hate wasted potential. That crushes your spirit. It really does. It crushes your soul.
Bye.